I met a couple of years ago a young trumpet player called Brent Grapes, a West Australian trumpet player who was at that time at the Juilliard School in New York. And I asked him if he'd come from a musical family. And he told me about his family background, and indeed they were not musical. But when he was about 7, his school went to see the WASO, and he saw someone playing a trumpet. And as a 7-year-old, he said, that's what I want to do with my life. It's a most marvellous story because he ended up at the Juilliard School in New York, and last time I heard he had a major role with the orchestra in Auckland. He's played with the WASO from time to time when he's been back in Perth. Fantastic. And another story about how important, which illustrates how the effect that the WASO can have on young people. A few years ago, we had enough money to go to Kalgoorlie, and we arrived in Kalgoorlie on a night which I think coincided with a major soccer game in England, football game in England, something like the FA Cup final. And yet we had a lot of people at our concert in Kalgoorlie. And afterwards we had a bit of a drink with a lot of the audience and the orchestra, and as far as possible mixed them up so they could all meet each other. And there was I was standing talking to a group of young people, and I said to one young man, how come you're here at the WASO and not home watching the FA Cup final on television? He said, when I was 15, the WASO came to my school, and I'm now 35 and I've been waiting for 20 years for them to come back. Wonderful story, and it is for that reason that lots of us, I think, support the WASO to go into schools so we can have that effect and introduce people to the magic of classical music.